of Grammatology, published in French in 1967 and translated into English in 1976, lifted its author, Jacques Derrida, to the skies of fame and cemented his position as one of the all-time greats of Western intellectual history. Derrida's magnum opus of Grammatology was originally written in French and published by the iconic midnight press Les Éditions de Minuit, the press which had published the likes of Samuel Beckett and Claude Simon in 1967 and translated into English by Gayatri Chakravarti Spivak in 1976. The term grammatology means the scientific study of writing, the comprehensive analysis and evaluation of writing systems. Derrida believed that grammatology is an essential science because it is the science which can facilitate the liberation of a writing from the subordination it has suffered to speech, and this is a subordination which has lasted from time immemorial. It is true that Derrida in Of Grammatology discusses quite a few Western philosophers and intellectuals, and these include Roman Jacobson and William Warburton. But the two figures on whom he most importantly focuses critical attention on are Ferdinand de Saussure and Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Derrida carries out a fairly comprehensive review of Ferdinand de Saussure's linguistic structuralism. He discusses in some detail Saussure's concepts of signifier, sign, and signified. Derrida draws our attention to Saussure's belief that language and writing are two distinct systems of science, and that the second, writing, exists for the sole purpose of representing the first, speech. Language, which Saussure identified with speech, for to Saussure, language was speech and nothing else. Derrida demonstrates that written symbols are legitimate signifiers on their own. He proves that writing has an independent existence of its own and shows that writing is not secondary, not derivative, not dependent on speech. Moving on to Jean-Jacques Rousseau, Derrida presents an exegesis of Rousseau's well-known piece, Essay on the Origin of Languages. Derrida analyzes Rousseau's essay in terms of what he calls a logic of supplementarity. According to Rousseau, the supplement is exterior. It is superadded. It replaces. And finally, it contaminates. Thus, Rousseau thinks that a supplement comes from the outside in order to replace and contaminate the supposedly pure origin. Derrida is able to locate a system of binaries in Rousseau's essay, and he claims that this system of binaries, this system of oppositions, controls the entire essay of Rousseau. Thus, according to Derrida, Rousseau holds that writing supplements speech, north supplements south, masturbation supplements sex, and so on. By thus critiquing Rousseau's essay on the origin of languages, Derrida is able to demonstrate the semantic hollowness of the work and also identify the logical self contradictions in the work. Of Grammatology established the reputation of Jacques Derrida as one of the greatest intellectuals of his time and gave a fillip to the philosophical, ideological, literary, and critical movement called deconstruction. Of Grammatology continues to be read, discussed, debated, written about, attacked to this day. As I have already pointed out, Of Grammatology was written originally in French and published in 1967. It was translated into English in 1976. A revised translation was published in 1997. A further revised edition was brought out in 2016. There cannot be two opinions regarding the brilliance of Grammatology. There is no doubt that it is certainly a stunningly original work. However, it has its problems. It is notoriously difficult to read. Some parts of it are extremely dense. The book is not well organized. To top it off, its author presupposes that its reader has a comprehensive knowledge of Western philosophy. Be that as it may, Orff Grammatology is the foundational book of deconstruction, and no student of the humanities and perhaps also of the sciences can afford to ignore it.